Hi guys, thank you so much to be here with me. I'm very glad to be part of this. And like I said, to promote new talent people. I want to ask you, Michael, what got your attention in his script?
Well, first, Omar himself got me attention because we were friends and we were sort of working together, networking together at a workshop for actors, writers, producers, and directors. And Omar was just gung-ho about making some movies. So we started talking about ideas and I told him to go for it. And then after reading the scripts, I have a brother I'm very close to, and the relationship between these two brothers, I thought, it affected me on a very personal level. And I think it's a very universal story, and I thought it would be great to try to tell that.
Yeah, and it was for you, as of course you have another profession before.
Yeah.
How was that transitioning to be an actor, to be a writer, to be a producer?
Yeah. Well, I'm still a doctor. I have my own private office right now, and I just love to do things. So I came to LA. I did medicine in New York, my residency in New York, and then I was doing the 2 years conservatory of acting in New York, and then I moved to LA like 9 years ago. And I started acting, and writing came from necessity. I mean, I've been going to auditions for one-liner here, one-liner there, booked some movies, small roles, straight to DVD, nothing big. The characters that I portrayed didn't have an arc in the story, so I do want to have more in any type of story as an actor. So that's when I started writing. And I started writing a web series first, and then a short film, and then I started writing feature films. And we were doing this workshop in Paramount Pictures actually, and I tell Mikey, I'm going to write a script that I can shoot. I'm going to write a script for $10,000. And he looked at me and he said, do it. I said, yeah, I'm going to do it.
That's good.
How'd you find out where I live?
I heard about that.
Don't call him that. He stopped being your dad a long time ago.
Can I come in?
No.
Yes, Jonathan, just give me 1 minute. If you don't want to see me again, I'll disappear from your life.
Disappear. You're good at that.
You participate, like produce, write, direct some horror movies,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a drama. How is the difference between one and another?
I'll say this, I got into horror movies recently. So my background, I started as an actor in the theater, and I grew up doing a lot of dramas and a lot of historical pieces in classical theater. So I've always enjoyed, and I kind of gravitate towards heavy dialogue and long scenes. And I love actors, and I love working with actors. So it wasn't so much of a genre conflict as much as it's just a story I want to tell, and that's what I want to do as a filmmaker. Is I want to tell stories that appeal to me, no matter what the genre is. Yeah.
But he's studying filmmaking in UCLA.
Yeah. I started as an actor, then I started directing.
And can you tell me a little bit about Jonathan, your character?
Jonathan is he's a beautiful character. He has a very strong personality, very strong character, but at the same time he's very fragile emotionally. He's been through a lot throughout his life, and I think a lot of that strength comes from him having to have picked himself up so many times after being abused and suffering such a great loss and abandonment and betrayal, which then turned a little bit into anger as well.
I found out that my whole life has been a lie. And then that brother that I hated so much just shows up at my doorstep that completely flips everything upside down.
You guys have brothers that you can relate to the story.
Definitely. Yeah. I have two brothers, one older, one younger. We always like apart in the sense one lives in Pennsylvania, the other one lives in Puerto Rico, I live in LA. But when things, if we meet each other, we just have a call. We're always there for each other. So I don't have the relationship that Jonathan and Alexis have. So I don't know Adrian with his brother.
No, I have an older sister who's 32 and a little brother who's 19. So the age gap is pretty big. So I have very different relationships with the two of them, but both very strong, very, very close relationships. My little brother still lives back home in Puerto Rico. My sister's in Miami and has two beautiful babies, and then I'm here. But it doesn't really change anything. I mean, I wish I could have them closer, right, and see them more often, but we're very close still. I love them deeply, and yeah, I mean, that's one of the strongest bonds you could ever have with a person. So
what was the challenges that you had on producing this movie?
The whole list?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, and I tell some people that ask me this is an independent film with a low skeleton crew, low budget, so it was a lot of barriers in the sense of the economical part. Michael helped me so much in producing this film because he has so many resources. But on my personal way, on my personal thing, it was the mental aspect of it because my dad was dying when we started shooting the film. So I needed to go to Puerto Rico like 8 days before because my mom had pancreatic cancer. So I told my mom, call me, no matter what, just call me, I'll be there. So my mom called me 8 days before we start shooting and she said, your dad, he's in the hospital and he doesn't look good. So I just bought a flight ticket to go to Puerto Rico to stay with my dad in the hospital so I can say goodbye while he was alive. And I remember the sound guy quit like 5 days before.
Murphy's Law, right?
Yeah.
And I was in the hospital dealing with my dad's health, and I didn't went home at all. I was just stayed at the hospital all like the 5 days in a row. And we were like, Mikey was in Los Angeles, me talking on the phone, trying to find some person, some sound guy, and we ended up finding Peter, a great guy, like a few days before. And then there was a mental struggle. I said goodbye to my dad. I came here. We started shooting when I came like 2 days after, doing all that stuff from Puerto Rico. 5 days into production, my dad passed away. And that was hard because I was grieving while I was shooting the movie, the whole process. But I was not able to, I remember going to the stairs case of my building, cried out, come back, shoot. At night I was crying all the time, and the next day just to shoot because it was hard, but that made me realize how strong of a person I am and what my dad did for me, my persona, my character as a person, and I do value that. That was the most struggle for me while I was shooting the film.
And it's really admirable that because he handled it like a champ. He made it seamless, to be honest. I remember right after he got the call, he came out of his bedroom and I saw it in his face. And I went to him and I asked him, and he's like, he just kind of like nodded and I just gave him a hug and he's like, it's okay. And I'm like, do you need a moment? He's like, nope. We're gonna continue. Don't even tell anybody. Let's just, let's keep working. And I'm like, okay.
And what we can expect of 30 Days with Frank.
It's an emotional roller coaster. Yeah. It's an emotional roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful story. It's a story that people that have brothers or sisters or siblings saw the movie. They want to call the brother, their siblings after, because it's a beautiful roller coaster movie.
A word I keep hearing from people that have watched the film is touching. Everybody is like, it's so touching. It's so touching. It was, and I think that's really what the film does. It really just tugs at you emotionally because you go through the ups and downs. You have moments where you're going to feel tense, moments where you're going to be like, sad and laugh. It gives you a little bit of everything, and it just it really, really gets to you.
Carajo, ¿te haces aquí, Alexi? ¿Y dónde sale este cojonal de pregunta?
Not a bad guy, Jonathan.
The fuck are you doing here? You have no right to be here. What would I gain?
A tu hermano. I want to start fixing this. So help me fix this.
And what is this?
Us? Family.
You're not my family. It's too late.